Okay, comment for Aaron that he's feeling the love, and then a question for Mark. Aaron, just want you to know I enjoyed your love scene in the miniseries.
What'd you say, darling?
I think she said, Aaron, what the hell were you doing in the miniseries?
Making it up as I go along.
There you go.
How did I what? Enjoy the love scene in the miniseries?
I enjoyed it.
Not half as much as I did.
Hey, whatever works, okay?
Oh, it works, lady.
I'll have to take your word for it.
Can you share the details about what you enjoyed that?
My question for Mark, you've talked about how wonderful the set is. How does it compare going from one very tight-knit sci-fi show, Firefly, to another very tight-knit science fiction show?
I don't think I've ever thought of Battlestar as science fiction.
What?
I've never thought of Battlestar as science fiction at all. I think it's the best political show on television.
Yeah.
I have seen every episode of Battlestar, and I've seen every episode up until episode 5 of season 3. And I arrive and Katie's leaving, and people are crying, and I'm going, what the fuck happened? And I'm greeted by Eddie going, I'm like, she's what? She's dead? What? You did that? Who? What the? And he's like, you need to watch these.
Mark is the only actor who's come to the show having seen any of it, and he'd seen all of it, everything that was available to see, so which was really humbling and flattering.
No, it's an incredible show. The difference between Firefly and Battlestar is there is a unifying factor between them. It's an incredibly loving group of people. Firefly was cut off in its prime. It could have been incredible. 2 years from that point, it might have been one of the best series ever made. I think Joss Whedon's still an undiscovered genius, honestly, I really do. I think Ron actually agrees with that. I think Ron has a belief in that too, and I think Joss feels the same way about Ron. And I think what's amazing about Ron and David and Angeli and Taylor and Hayden and all of these amazing writers is that these are the geeks that have inherited the earth. Used to be about it. If you had a brain, you wrote history. If you had a brain, you wrote about history, right? If you had a brain, you wrote about history. Now, if you've got a brain, you write about faith and future and doubt and difficulty and obstacle and the human race and the lack of humanity and the lack of integrity and the lack of the terrifying position of the human condition and what it is to be a human being. And that's an incredible task to take on. And what blows my mind is that anybody at all allows them to do it. That's down to you guys.
And sci-fi. God bless sci-fi for giving them the opportunity. No, in all seriousness, they started the ball rolling, and the ball has rolled in the most amazing way. So I just tip my hat, I do, to the network that gave us life. To the Sci-Fi Network. I had to be there yesterday.
I'll be up on YouTube in an hour.
Scrub yesterday.
This is a question for Aaron, and a promise was made last night at a party last night to call Katie. Call it on that promise. You last night.
Katie's mine now.
Next question. Are you going to call her? No, I'll call her.
I think she's on vacation in Mexico.
Yeah. We'll get a voicemail.
It's your phone, Bill.
Next question. Let me dial Katie. Or if you want to dial along with me, it's 310.
I have an observation that came to me
watching the show for the last 3 years, and then I'd like to get your comments on it, and see if possibly it's been discussed, or if you've come to this realization by paying attention to what's been happening for the entire series. But during the first season, towards the end of the first season, I was watching it and called a friend, and her and her mom were watching it, and her mother made a comment that these people don't deserve to live. Well, after I yelled at them and hung up and couldn't believe the blasphemy coming out of their mouth, at the beginning of season 3, I came to the realization that she was correct, that humanity did not deserve to live based on what they did to each other. And then at the end of season 3, with the trial of Baltar and the interactions between, you know, Mark and Jamie, that it came to me that finally humanity had redeemed themselves, and they in fact did deserve to live after that point. And that's what it said to me. Do you guys have any comments on that?
Yeah, no, I'll go on that. I think if you're asking those questions, then you've got the show. Because that's what it's about. It's about looking at us today, and what are we doing in this world, and do we deserve to inhabit it? There's no easy answer to that question. There shouldn't be an easy answer to the question. And we're going to have to rely on some amazing individuals amongst us to turn the way we live our lives, the way we consume products, the way we belch out shit into the atmosphere, the way we, are run by huge corporations that we can't elect leaders of, that run our own leaders that we are supposed to be able to elect, but we really have no democratic power anymore. We need to do something. And it's a question that's finally being asked, in households like mine. And I've been asleep for 20 years, and I think I'm waking up. And Battlestar has taught me a lot about that. It's a show about the cataclysm that we all bury our heads in the sands and presume will not happen. But it's a biological fact that every organism grows to the point where its own excreta kills itself. It's a biological fact. Every civilization that's been great over the years has killed itself off, every single one. And we are no different. So we have to be the first organism that has the ability to think, to use our heads, to check our own growth, to make us sustainable, and to be responsible. And we can do that. Now, Battlestar, to me, is a great show because it begs those kind of questions. So thank you for your points. Beer, anyone?
Hi. They only allow me one question, so I would love to have all of you answer individual questions, but the thing that kills me the most right now is what they're going to do with Chief's family, and whether or not you feel that they are addressing that enough in this upcoming season, the repercussions of his Cylon baby, and the changes that are going to have to happen there.
The question was, if I understand correctly, are the writers addressing, is the show addressing the chief realizing he's a Cylon, little Nikki, Callie, etc., etc.? Yes. Is my hair a little bit shorter than usual?
Yeah, I know you said that Ron explained it all to you, but whether or not that necessarily is
Oh, you want me to
come
explain it to
across
you?
me.
It's going to be some of the most amazing drama that we've ever done, that whole thing that you're just asking questions about. Aaron.
I've worked very heavily in the first, 7 episodes, dealing with some extraordinary issues. And I'll just say that Chief goes a little sideways. A lot sideways. I haven't seen anything, but apparently Jamie's been watching dailies, and so he knows what's going on, and I don't have a clue.
Yeah, Aaron's been spectacular.